I've had a bit of a shuffle round, and I'm going to prep this 3-foot straight edge up for scraping. As you can see, the surface is pretty badly rusted over, so I'm just getting the rust off first, just with a broken hacksaw blade, and then I'll clean it off with some wire wool and have a look, see where we're at. Well, that's the rust off the sides, top and the ends. It's not pitted in so much as the rust seems to have made it down to a focus, the same level all over. So I'm going to get a bit of white spirit on it, stone it over now, and then might print it with my 2-foot, just see how it looks. Well, it's had 3 hours on it now. I've still got to finish this section, bring it in. But I've started tightening up the curls on the lower portion. And take a closer look at the area where the rust is. I've not dug it out, but it's certainly a lot better than it was. This is a bit rough here still, and there's a bad section there, which it was sat somewhere there, and there was something else up here. It rusted all over, but it was definitely sat in something more corrosive there and there. So I did give it another rub, and I spotted this package on eBay. First of all was a nice, I think it's a Moore and Wright. Yeah, Moore and Wright. It's a high carbon steel scraper. It's a nice tool, it fits well in the hand, and being high carbon steel, it isn't going to last hours, but then it's dead easy to touch up. I think I paid, I think it was 12 quid, so what's that? That's about $4 in today's currency. Everybody's getting nervous about Brexit, so the pound's dropped. I then spotted the box, and that's the contents. So that's another straight high carbon steel, never been ground. That's one for the round surfaces, internal bearings. Another straight one. Now this one has been, it's the only one out of the lot that's been used. And sorry, not that one. Haha, that one. And when I got it, the end was pretty well chewed up. I've lapped it smooth, and it doesn't matter what I do, I can't get the edge to hold. So I think somebody's had a go at grinding it on a grinder and basically knackered it. So I'm going to touch the edge off, bring it flat, and then I'm going to braze a piece of, or get somebody to help me braze a piece of carbide on the end, and that'll be my fine finishing scraper. No, that fits nicely in the hand. I think that one's a Moore and Wright as well. All of these were Eclipse. I don't know whether it was old stock or what, but listed as used, but half of them haven't been. I give 25 quid for that, so that's less than a £5 a piece. All good stuff. Well, I've cleaned off the rust, I've stoned it off, and I'm going to put some rust eater on, see if it'll just lift out the last bit of staining, and then I can see where I'm actually at. I'm pretty sure it's all going to need a good well, resurfacing basically. So this stuff comes as a pre-mixed gel, so it's a bit more convenient than trying to make it as a thick paste. And it works best in warm weather, which is what we've got today, end of August. can still see the texture of the scraping which was done, so I'm loath to start hacking away with a scraper on it until I know where I'm at. But because of the staining, it's quite dark and it won't show up the blue. Or it won't show it up as easily. So I just keep moving that around, and about 45 minutes and it should have eaten its way in. It doesn't touch the non-corroded bit, it's only works on the oxided metal. So it says on the tin. Bring you back in a bit. Well, forgive the jaunty angle of the camera, but I'm on a skyhook, and to get you close enough to see what's going on, I can't really get 3 foot of field of view in. That's the straight edge we did a few weeks ago. It's 18 inches long. That's a 1.5 feeler gauge tip. So I'll clean the straight edge off. I'm going to sit it down, and all I'm looking for is just to see whether this thing will go under. And that's not looking good there, nor there. Right, so we've got a hole here. So we'll check it again and make sure we've not got any crap on it. Yeah, I suspect I had a bit of crap under the end of it. Which is encouraging. So I've basically got to wait for Chris to finish his 30-inch straight edge, and then we'll stick that on, do the same test again, and then we'll start giving it a rub, printing it as everybody else refers to it. There's just a tiny little bit of texture here where the pitting's worse, and there are a couple of deep scrape marks. Hinging there. It might be very, very slightly sunk in the middle, but it ain't much. I mean, it could be just a tenth or so where I've removed the rust. yeah, so yeah, not as scary as it was first looking. I'll bring you down, you can see the surface of them. This is the area where you can actually feel the texture dropping away, or the surface drop away on these fingertips. Jolly goodly. I don't know whether the camera can pick this up, but where the corrosion's got in, you can just about pick it out of these darker sections. The porosity of the surface is horrid to scrape over. Chattering and all sorts. So it's just got to keep going down. It needs about, my guess is about a thou taking off till it gets to something like. It's not a million miles out of being a flat plane, but it just feels goddamn awful around the areas that were rusted up, or the worst of the rusting areas. Anyway, I'll bring you back when we've actually made some progress. I've had a third or fourth pass I'm on now. I'll give it 2, going from one direction, flipped it round, went across the other direction to give it a cleaner surface, and I'm just getting it now so I can start picking up the prints. I've scraped off to here, and I've got the rest to do. I'm just taking off the blues. You know the routine. And I'm trying to take the advice from Rob Renzetti about the scraping style, so I'm not doing it backwards, and hopefully therefore taking a bit less effort. Has to be said, I'm struggling. Catch you later. Thought I'd have a quick explanation as to how I'm going about doing this, because the straight edge is 36 inches long and I'm actually printing it off the stone. From corner to corner I've got 28 inches. So if you are any good at maths, you'll have ascertained that's at least 9 inches too short. So the process we learnt when we were doing the shaper, the ram, which had got the same, approximately same dimensions, is we print from one end to the other as far as the stone will go. Draw a line down the sides as well, just so we know where it's at. So that bit I know I can print all in one hit. Now I could have gone from that end and left myself 7 inches blank this end, and the reason I've chosen to do it this way round is, if I do a quick sketch, if that's the surface and the rust is between there and a little bit closer to this end. Now standard practice is you take it all down evenly, so you maintain that face and it just goes down parallel to it until you've cleared the rust. But that involves shifting the same amount of material off the whole lot. So what I'm going to do is, for all intents and purposes, and if I was exaggerating it, it would be that. And you'll have to excuse my wiggly pen, but I take that lot off and then slowly extend it until I come to that point. Well, that's the plan. The reason being, the rust was deepest between here and here, so I know that section's got to go down more, but I don't want to take the whole lot down, so this should reduce the amount of scraping I've got to do, or at least that's the theory. So we'll see how it progresses. A quick shot of where we're at. We're still scraping the first part of it, so we're touching on the end here, got a bit of a touch through there, the odd dabble, and then we're touching at the far end of it. So basically the area that I've took the rust out from is still low, so I'm just dropping it all down. You're going to have to ignore the banging in the background. Somebody's walloping in fence posts. So we're just starting to bring it in around that rusty area. I'm not looking at anything yet other than trying to get a reasonable distribution. So it's getting there now. But this area where the it's pitted, it's a pity, and you can feel it when you run your fingers over it. You can feel the deterioration of the surface. But it's a bit too deep to take it all out. You know, they're probably 5 or 6 thou deep, the very black points. Anyway. Had a slightly upsetting thought that if this is 3 foot, and then we got 6, plus 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17, plus 4 is 21, plus 6 is 27, plus another 6. It's 30 odd foot to go. Oh, blummy. Hey ho. So that's the finished scrape that you've just seen me put on. It's getting easier each time because I'm dropping lower on the corroded bit, so it's not snagging up as much. You can see that there, and it doesn't feel as rough.